This meeting is being recorded.
So this is a meeting about non-duality, non-duality. Everything is one. Everything is only one. There's only one. And there seems to be two in everything, good and bad. It seems to be time before and after, distance. When there's me, when there's that sudden that the brain can abstract, then there seems to be can be a contraction, and then suddenly there is something going on, like, oh, there's distance, there's someone else, not really in words, but very young age that can happen. And then suddenly everything seems solid and real. When everything seems solid and real, it becomes important what other people do. Because there's also a loss, a feeling of loss. There's something missing, not the same as before. It seems like that. And there can be a feeling of, I did something wrong, or there's gone something wrong. And I have to make it right. I have to make it like, it's very important that I feel good. There's something going on, like moving away from pain and wanting to feel good. That can be very strong. It's a drive. It's a drive. And when there's elder like us adults, then it's so embodied, that feeling. There's moving, feeling pain and wanting to feel different, moving away from pain and wanting to feel good about yourself, about the world, about circumstances. Because everything seems to happen to you. When there's you, me or you, me and you, all people, then it becomes really important. How do I feel? What can I do to make my life work? What can I do to change circumstances so we'll feel good again? So there's a lot of complication and trying to make that happen. And sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. And then it seems there's a thinking maybe like, oh, I did something not enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's not satisfying. Life is not satisfying when there's me. There's something missing, not really something, I don't know. So it's not enough. Like you're in the wrong queue. And that's looking for an answer, looking in maybe knowledge, knowing, understanding what's going on, trying to heal what's happening. There's always a feeling underneath. There's something, I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough, something like that. And trying to heal that. There's no me. This is a complete other message, you could say. It's out of the story. It has nothing to do with the story. When there's me, there's only the story. Everything happens in the story. Everything seems real and solid, and I have to deal with that. And then suddenly there's a talking out of the story. That's amazing, because we can't imagine what that is. And it can be a resonance, something like this, remembering maybe, or a resonance. That there's no me. Life has nothing to do with the story. There is no story. Me is the story. It's a dream. It's a dream, which seems really convincing and real and important. Seems to be your life. That dream seems to be everything, and always being in that. And somewhere there's something else, but and then there's this talking about that that other possibility. Life is very simple. Life is what it is. It's already complete. It's already that what is. There's nothing missing. It's a misunderstanding, but it's an embodied misunderstanding. So you can't work it out. When there's an understanding or a seeing, there's no me, has nothing to do with this message. This is even more radical. It's already complete. There's no need for understanding or knowing or seeing. It's already what is happening. And this is an appearance. It's energy, could say that. And there's one. And when there's me, there seems to be everything is happening to me, to other people, to individuals. There are no individuals. There can be a feeling of I'm an individual and I am alive and that. And then there's hearing this, there's no me, there's no you. Feelings can arise, thoughts, they're not your thoughts, not your feelings. It's life, thoughting. Without a meaning, there's no meaning. Life is. Very simple, ordinary, sitting, walking, chairs. Life's not about me or you. It is. There's no free will or choice. When there's no me, there's also no free will and choice. It's what it is. And it's also not saying to yourself, oh, this is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. That I hear a lot of people saying that. That's a new concept. Talking to yourself to comfort yourself, like, yeah, I can't change it. This is what it is. When there's no me, everything is lost. When that suddenly everything is lost, it's so obvious there's no me. There never was a me. And everything is lost. There are no possibilities to change anything. There was already that. That's the funny thing. It was already that like that. But it's suddenly so obvious. Oh, there never was an ability to change anything. There was already no me. And that whole construct, the all beliefs like free will and choice, they're not real. They're only in the dreams, seems to be working, and I'm going to do that, and maybe it's going like that, so it seems to work. Or there's a disappointment that it doesn't. This is no escape. There's no hope. This meeting is going nowhere. It's going nowhere because it's already what is happening. That's the only thing what is said. It's a describing of what's going on. There's no direction. There's no advice because already it's complete. It's already complete as it is. That's the freedom. It's everything. It's everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's everything. It's one. So it's everything. We can talk about that. Maybe there are questions. Maybe there's a sharing of something or a saying, or maybe nothing is coming. And that's what's happening. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's already that. That's the freedom, that it's everything. That's the unconditional love. It's everything. It's that. It's that. It's a wonder. But it doesn't need to be a wonder, a feeling of wonder all the time. Because then there can be a hearing of, oh, it's a wonder. I don't have that. No, you don't have anything. It doesn't matter what it is. There can be thoughts, I don't have that. Then that's what's happening. That's it. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. That's amazing. And then there can be a feeling, I don't want that, or this or that. There can be a feeling or a thought like that. Okay, then that's it. That's what's happening, that thought. It's not wrong. Nothing is wrong. That's nothing is right. Nothing is wrong. It's what it is. That's the simplicity and the normal thing. Like, it's what it is. So we can talk about that, or maybe there's no talking. And when there's a question, there can be a chat or maybe saying something. We'll see. And it can be talking in a story, there can be trying to understand, asking questions to understand. Anything can happen. Nothing is wrong or right. Then that's arising. There's only not knowing. And something comes up, then there's talking. Or nothing comes, there's only moving, then there's moving. That's it. Very simple. Already. Not only here, it's everywhere like that. And there's a saying, the story of what happened on my work was coming up. There can be a remembering of what was happening. And that it's only we call it remembering or thought. There's no meaning. Doesn't mean it you have to work it out or things like it's that what's coming up. Maybe something else coming. That's it. There's no time. So what's coming? That's what's happening. There's only this. There's no before, there's no after. So we call it remembering because we live in time. It's what is. A thought, images, without any meaning or purpose. Or it's what's happening, apparently. It's an appearance also. It's not real. Nothing is real.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Did you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just today I thought about thoughts. Thoughts are just, that's what's appearing more or less. They come from nowhere and they are not owned by anyone. There's just a thought appearing.
Yeah.
It seems like thoughts have from time to time an impact. Oh, that have meaning, that is a meaningful thought that um, brings up a sensation on the body. When I think about some stressful situation or so, there's this reaction on the body. And could you probably describe the connection between a thought and the impact it have? Because it seemingly when it's clear that it's just a thought, it should have no impact at all. But sometimes a thought comes with a sensation, and that is a kind of strange because one thought is just a thought, nothing else. It shouldn't have any impact.
Thoughts are not having any impact, but we live in time. So we think about before and after and consequences. So when there's a thought, and there's a thought, that's the only thing there is. And yeah, you can't even describe it. But then, not then, there is that feeling maybe somewhere. There's that feeling. And we are so convinced that something, when it's after that, it's because of that I'm feeling that. Because we live in time. There's no time. So there's only this. So there's a thought. And then it's completely new. Oh, a feeling. You can't even describe it because the talking is always in time. So you can't say after that. No, it's not after that. How can you say it? It's this. It's new. And there's a thought. And we live in time. So when we have a thought and after that there's a feeling in the body, seems to be a connection, and because of that, so maybe that's better to, and then there's the whole thing going on about what's the cause and what can you do about it. There's no connection. There's only this. There's no time. So there's sorting. There can be a feeling in the body. It's just that. It's very strange because we're so used to time and before and connections. There are no connections.
Yeah, because somehow I thought, okay, when I hear the description about non-duality, I thought, okay, why does this thoughts didn't just run through? Because there's nowhere where it could have any impact, or there's
Yeah,
because
yeah,
every
mhm,
thought is complete meaningless. It's not about a
yeah,
person. It's not about anything.
mm,
Just the thought.
yeah. It's like that, and that feeling is also only that. That feeling is feeling. It's not even in the body. It's somewhere, and it's felt, and that's it. Completely meaningless by itself, but it's by itself. You could say that. It's only that. That has nothing to do with the thought. No.
And what I wondered, could you describe how thoughts are nowadays different to apparent Roes as before? because in your case, I think there are still thoughts appearing, but how it's different than before, or is there any difference at all?
I don't know. I can't remember how it was before. They're just thoughts coming. And how can you, that maybe there's something different in that it's not sticky. So there's not a feeling that you could say it's forgotten, but I think it's not the right word, but it's the normal way of how we see it, is that there's coming something and then maybe for a while and then it's gone. And there's nothing doing it, something with it. It's by itself. It's what is lost is that stickiness, that trying or to do something with it. That it's not happening. I don't know how to do it anymore. You could say that. So it's not happening like that. Maybe that's the difference. But it's not seen. So when you ask it, I can talk about it. But normally, I don't know.
Yeah, because somehow I wondered when there is no person anymore who recognizes the thought, when there's nobody there,
Yeah.
a thought is appearing, but who recognize it? I mean, when I close my eyes, I could not say, oh, this is beautiful or this is whatever, because I didn't see it more or less. I wonder, okay, when there's nowhere who recognize any thought at all.
But it's already, it's going on. Thoughts can go on. Now it's still living in the story, and thoughts can come. Most of the time, more practical thoughts, like I have to do the shopping for the shopping list, something like that. There's not so much going on. I should have done that. Maybe I should have.
Okay.
Sometimes there is something like, oh, could I better that? And then it's gone again.
Yeah,
Well, it's not a recognizing, it's not a seeing. It's the same. In a way, it's the same, I think. It's so difficult because there's nothing going on like watching it or seeing it or noticing. So thoughts happen. In that sense, it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, because when there's no before or after, there is no change. There's just a pattern appearing a slight differently, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And when there's me, there's time and looking at, oh, how was it before and how is it now? Because there's always a developmental thinking like that. Yeah. We are into development and we want to that it goes better, that it's more relaxed now, less me again, maybe like that. And then in this meeting, it's not about development. So there's that's in a way it can be awful because we are so but now I remember like always busy with trying to be more relaxed or maybe not seeing the thoughts as that anymore. So always trying to change or to be busy with anything. And it's already everything. That's there's no need for development. No. Doesn't matter what is going on.
Yeah, the whole before and after thing collapse completely because there's no before or after. It's just what's happening.
Yeah. And in the same time, there can be talking about, what yesterday happens. It's just chat in the story with people and then it goes and then but there's no meaning. It's just going like that. So it's very normal, of course, but there's no meaning in it or importance. That's lost also. It's not, in that sense, it's not so serious anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But not like consciously, but yeah.
Yeah. I think the story holder gets lost, so there's no way to hold a story anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But there's also nothing going on, that there's something wrong or right. And it's not in the mind, but it's everything. And that's the energetic part of it. Because we can see it's everything and we can understand it, maybe the seeing of that. But that's only a seeing. This is energetic. So that I think maybe if it's in the story like that, like 5 years ago, it was different. Talking about this was different. And it's more obvious now. I can say that it's a bit the story, but in that sense that it's about loss. It's just, that's also a story, but so there seems to be a development. So it's so different because there's, in that sense, there can be a talking in the story, and in the same time, there's no story, there's no loss, there's no development. So you can't get hold of it.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty. It's like, oh, but you said that and now this, but yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, because I mean, I hear the non-duality talks again and again, but as soon as I come back and read something or so, oh, this is right, this is wrong. This game is so ingrained in this system, more or less. Oh yeah, that's the right way, that's the wrong way, that's the right way to say something or to do something, that's the wrong way. It's so ingrained. There's no right or wrong. It's
Yeah.
absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. And it's embodied. So that's the energetic part. It can be very clear somewhere, but it's embodied. So then it's acting in that. It's the thoughts are, it's energetic. So then that's going on. It's not that it's not wrong either, but that's very obvious then that's there. And then suddenly it's not. There's no right and wrong. It's how can we, it's so strong and that can be very obvious, and there's a seeing like, oh, there's no right and wrong, and still that's subtly going on.
Yeah.
I know that. It's like, well, yeah, it's not, that's energetic, that can be so strong and so convincing. Then that's what's going on till it stops.
Was
Or
there
not.
a period of disorientation when there's apparent shift happenings? Where, yeah, what I should do now, because what's right, what's wrong, because all the parameters of behaving get lost somehow.
Yeah. So that's what me fears, that you don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I can't say what to do or not to do. I don't know. It's every, and the joy is it's everything. It doesn't matter what's coming out. And we think, oh, that matters because there's an effect, and there's maybe people, I'm losing friends, or no money or anything. There's a lot of fear about that, about not knowing. And life is going by itself. Does it mean it's nice? No, I don't know. Can be anything. It was already everything. So, but we thought we can manage, we can make it work in a certain way. No, we can't. That's but that control feeling, it can be so subtle, and you know it, and then suddenly it just goes on. It's yeah, of course. Doesn't matter. It's done. It's that. But yeah, it's amazing how it can be so subtle in different words or different thoughts, and still it's going on. Yeah, that's the energetic part of it.
Yeah, wondering somehow how does this energetic contraction more or less keeps going on, or seems to keep going on, because somehow there's nothing to what it holds together, more or less. There's nothing who's what is holding it in place, more or less. So wondering, okay, when just everything is happening, there much how does it seems to have the same pattern, more or less, over and over again.
Yeah.
Patterns did not change quite much.
Yeah. But there's a looking at the patterns and thinking, maybe still that pattern's going on. So what? That's the answer. And that's something that's so strong, because we don't want this and that pattern, and it's still that silly thing going on, and I knew better, but it's still going. Yeah, so what? Then that's it. But this can be so strong. Oh, yeah. It is sometimes silly. I don't know what's going on. It's not that Roes, then it's going on and it's everything is really like, this and all that. No, I don't know. People laugh about it, or it's chaotic. I don't know. There can be still patterns. I don't know. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no need for an answer about why this pattern's appearing or not. There's absolutely no need for it.
No, because there's nothing wrong with patterns.
Yeah.
It's not even a pattern. That's also a story. It's like it's
Yeah.
that reaction, it's that response. It's energetic, yeah. So in that situation, it's like that, and it's like that, or like that, or I don't know. It can be anything. Can be angry. Can be fear. It's yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Riz.
Yeah. Thank you. There's a chat. Some people say that there's no more fear after seeing this. What does Ross think? No. That can be a seeing, but that's a state. There's no fear. Then it's not unconditional. It's not everything. It's everything. So how can there be no fear? It's not my fear. That seems like some kind of personal state, because it's not my fear that's happening. When fear is happening in the room, there can be sensing it or not sensing it. It's not my fear, it's fear. So it's everything. That's it's a story. It's still me going on, like, I don't have that anymore. That was my dream. That no problems anymore, no fear, no anger. A lot of things like anger is also not happening anymore. Fear is not happening anymore. It's only love. Oh, God. Unconditional love is everything. So I don't see it like that. It's not about seeing this. That's also, this has nothing to do with seeing this. It's when everything is lost, the seeing is also lost. So there's not realizing or seeing that there's no one. It's not even known or seen that there's no one. There's nothing. So there can be, when everything is lost, there can be, and there's not talking about non-duality, and don't know that everything is lost and it's not even noticed. People go on. Maybe it's the neighbor. He doesn't know. So what? There's no talking about it because it's not, it's a carpenter, something like that. So it's like so it has nothing to do with seeing. Can be a seeing, but this is energetic. So there can be fear. Yesterday I was walking with a dog of my daughter, and suddenly he broke out because I thought I will control him. Now I couldn't. So he was running after a girl, and she was so frightened and yelling and oh, and my body, the body of my body, but there was something. Oh, yeah, that can happen. But yeah, so it's in space. So that fear, that's just felt. Yeah, nothing wrong with fear. It's the same as anything else, as tables. It's energy. We we have to use words. So what can we say instead of seeing? There's no, yeah, there is no me. But you can't. The funny thing is, when everything falls away, people can't tell how it was, how it is. You want to tell. It's very obvious, and you want to talk about it, and you can't. So then it's like, when there's trying to talk about it, what really was, what's that? And then you can't. Then there's something else going on. But when there's very obvious, and when there's a seeing, and very, then it's a sense. It's more a sense. It's not, you can't go around and say, oh, now suddenly I know or I see it. No, it's not like that. I didn't talk for years about it because I didn't know what to say, how to say it. It's so obvious, but in the same time, the word didn't come. That was after, I think, 3-4 years, something that people, there was some little bit talking, and then some people were talking with me, and we started some meetings with 3 or 4 people. So then the talking started, and then it was completely different than that it's now. Also, I don't remember so much what it was, but it's yeah, it's more obvious. It's more, I can't say. It's it is. You could say unconditional love, or that is that, and it's so strong. It's so it costs a lot of energy to not want it, and that's so it's exhausting. When the body, that it's so that there can be such a cramp or a contracted energy. So it's so contracted, so that that full on. That it's so difficult to say because there can be a lot of stories about this, but then it's that's so strong. Then suddenly the body can't take it, and then after a while, there's some relaxation, and then suddenly, it's stronger. It's a story, but it's a little bit like that. It's energetic. What about hierarchies in the animal kingdom? There are hierarchies without personal identification. Yeah. But hierarchies in the way that I'm stronger and I'm bigger, so I can eat you. Yeah. 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 But they don't, animals are not realizing I'm the king. It's not, no. It's, I don't know. It's just happening. And the brain of people can abstract. So then there's something else happening, and suddenly making up that me, that I'm here and I have a free will and choice and I can make things happen. And there's a before and after in time and all abstractions. And there seems to be, I have my life and I make it happen. And it's a dream, but that can be so convincing and embodied, and that we are capable to make our life work or not, or doing things. It's life happening by itself already. And on top of that, there's that whole dream that we did it. There's already no control, no free will, no choice, no one. It can be a wanting, but yeah, that's it. But it's so strong, and you can prove it and things like that. People are doing that. There's no story. There's no story. Me is the story. There can be a story in whole that whole dream of me and the being busy with your life and everything. There seems to be a story and circumstances and everything. And it's gone. It's just gone. And there's driving. There's nothing going on sometimes. So the whole dream is gone and then comes back. And it seems the most important thing, what's going on. And it has no meaning or value or importance at all. It's life. It's go like that. And it's an appearance also. So nothing is happening. Wow, that's also the freedom. It's everything. It's everything. God, it's everything. Doesn't matter what it is or how it is. Oh, nothing wrong. Oh, wow, there's nothing wrong. No, just what's happening. It's that. That's the wonder. It's new. And that. Ah, no reason or why. Another one. But can there be behavior of the me? No, no. There's no me already. There is no me already. There can be a certain behavior, and you can talk we can talk in the story like, oh, this is really contracted. It's still the me going on. That's a concept, because we're so used to talking stories and saying, oh, this is not yet there, and there can be a development and a losing of the me. That's how we are used to talk about things, that there's a development or a loss in that sense. And then there can be a little bit of story about a loss, that's a loss of everything. So we want that loss of the me, of the get rid of the me or things like that. Oh, there's still the me going on. No, it's not me, it's life. It's that what's happening. So you can't get rid of that. You don't need to get rid of that. It's life. Then there's that behavior. There's no behavior. It's talking in like that words coming, energy like that, like that, maybe, I don't know. Then that's what's happening. So what? There can be a reaction, there can be a feeling, everything. There's no escape. When everything is lost, there's no escape. So there's no trying to make it more safe or things like that. That's lost. So it's free fall, like Tony Parsons say. It's free fall. It's just, I don't know. It's naked. It's already naked, but there's a lot of trying to behave and being busy with that. So it seems a bit like, oh, I'm busy trying. It's exhausting. And then suddenly you can't anymore. Oh, it's lost. Ooh. It's the freedom, but it's the freedom of no one. It's not feeling free all day. That's something else. There's no escape from anything. And there can be behavior if it's talking in the story. Maybe. So what? There's no, what's lost is the looking at it. And when there's a looking at it or noticing of awareness, how do you call it, then there's always thinking, oh, this is right, this is wrong. Oh, could I do this differently? Oh, all that. When that's lost, there's that reaction or response or doing. Yeah, that's it. It's so funny because we are so busy with trying. Oh, this is not nice. How can we do this? Oh, I don't know. Oh, that looking, but that looking makes it, or you could say a bit like, oh, this is something wrong. Oh, what shall I do about it? That's so strong and convincing. And when that falls away, that's still everything still goes on in the same way. But there's nothing going on like, oh, it's wrong, I should change. It's just that. Still goes on. Was already like that. But that whole, that's lost. And there's nothing lost because it's what's happening. But in the same time, when we talk about it, it's like huge, that whole awareness and noticing and busy with, what is this and how can I do it and why is that happening and all that. Yeah. That's energetic. it's another chat. In a way, it's obvious that life isn't going anywhere. Yet there can be a yearning for a happy ever after. Yeah, yeah, that's it. When there's me, there's always a feeling like this can't be it. There's something else. Maybe, something there, something. Oh, you see it with someone, or you think like, oh, that's. I want to live in such house, or I want to have no me anymore. I don't know. Yeah. And it isn't heard somewhere. That's the energetic thing. It isn't heard or sensed. That is everything. There can be a loss of a lot of yearning and a lot of thinking that's there, or it's over there, or I should, or that's dying in a way. Or angry about this, and that suddenly that loses its importance. It still go on a bit, but then it dies. And then, yeah, what's left is nothing. And then there's that nothing, yeah. And that can take a while. And then, it's everything. Oh, that's then there's that nothing again, only nothing. And then suddenly, it's like spring. Then suddenly, oh, the wonder. And then it's this. It's not something else. No, it's this. Not being able to say what this is because it's changing all the time. Well, it is. So, God, it's wow. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. It's everything. God, it's sitting, talking. You could say, like when you're watching it, oh, I'm sitting behind the computer, talking to the computer. Come on, Rose, do something else. Just go outside. Oh, God. Yeah, it's this. And when there's nothing going on, like confirming that this is not right yet, or this is not it yet, or something like that, when that's lost, then that's life is full of, it's getting more, but the body can be still contracted and not in that still that and then there can be a relaxing, but there can be pain or maybe feelings. There's no escape from anything, and then it's so strong. But it doesn't mean it's always strong. It can be also very subtle. It's difficult to say. Impossible. And it can be feelings. What normally happens is that it's looking at that feeling and thinking, oh, this is because of that, or I'm still going on there, or oh, I still want something else. But it's that feeling already. There's no why. You can't name it even. It's that. There's nothing to learn. There's nothing missing. It's already complete, as it is. As the body looks, the reactions, responses are, thoughts happening, bodies, buildings. And there's no control. There's no need for control. It's already this. It's that. It's everything. So that's the unconditional love. That's life. As it is. For no one. For no one. There's no one. There's no one looking. There's no one thoughting. There can be thoughts. Looking, sitting, tables, bodies, streets. There's no meaning. There's no meaning. There's no why. There are no answers. This is not knowing. Not knowing. And it's everything. Life is everything. It can be contracted energy, can be not feeling not free. It's everything. So it can be anger. It can be a lot of thoughts. There's no right and wrong. There's nothing right and nothing wrong. It is what it is. Not saying that to yourself because there's no one. So there can be a saying of that. So, but it has no meaning. Nothing has meaning. Nothing has meaning. Whoa. It's what it is. That's it. Can be strong, can be very subtle. It's everything. Can be talking to the computer. Oh, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just that talking. That's it. Doesn't mean it's truth or it's right. No, I don't know. It's just coming. That's it. Can be drinking coffee or juice or sweets or alcohol. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's everything. There's nothing wrong. There can be feelings. There can be feelings of depression or, yeah, that's it. Doesn't mean when there's no me anymore, like that, but the thinking. That seems that all that is gone. No, it's everything. Can be. There can be anything. It's energetic. There can be, there's so much embodied. If it's a story, it's embodied. So there can be depression. It's happening in space. A lot of thoughts, maybe. Not depression, maybe, but that feeling. Oh, I don't know how you call that. Then there can be, maybe there's no name for feelings. Then there's no name. There's no me. There's no one. So no responsibility, nothing to deal with. It's sitting. This. It's very tiny, very simple and ordinary. Already. Already. Not for anyone. It's already that. Don't need understanding. It doesn't need seeing. It doesn't need anything because it's already that. It's everything. And it's unconditional. It's unconditional. There are no needs. There's nothing, rules or something like that. That's part of the dream of being a lot of rules and thinking this is better or things like that. There are no rules. This is freedom. It's unconditional. It's already unconditional. For no one. Thank you. Thank you. Ah.
Thank you, Roes. Bye.
Bye.